Here we are at the start line for the men's under 19-8 with a pretty clean start there. It'll be interesting to see how this unfolds. Of course, lane 2 closest to the screen, that's Cambridge. Lane 3, St. Catharines Rowing Club. Lane 4, Community Rowing, that's CRI. Lane 5, Saratoga. Lane 6, Argonaut Rowing Club. And Lane 7, TBC, that's the Thompson Boat Club out of Washington, D.C.
All right, so good start from all crews. You can see some of them are still high, some of them have shifted. You can see Argonaut Boat Club has already shifted down to base pace. CRI is still a little bit high. St. Catharines still high. It's interesting, all these different race plans, especially in an 8. It's really important to have a good race plan to be so everyone is on the same page. Everyone knows when to execute something. It's hard when you have 8 bodies, 8 minds. You have to bring them together and really execute exactly together.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think you're seeing a little bit of a shift, and I know one of our other commentators, Mike Petrochenko, talked about this earlier in the week. When I was racing, there was always, you get off the line, you do your sprint, and then you get into your body pace. We've seen some success internationally, I think particularly, most notably, the Kiwi pair,
Yes.
Hamish Bond, Eric Murray, where they just they got off the line, and they just got into a really aggressive rhythm, and they didn't have too aggressive of a start, and perhaps some of that trickling down into race plans.
All right, so coming through the first 500, it is St. Catharines by an entire boat length over the rest of the field. Everyone else is tight. We got 5 boats looking across at each other, and they're all within half a length. But it is St. Catharines leading by a length right now, so it'll be interesting to see how that race plan works themselves out, whether they were just going for the first 500 or whether this is something that's sustainable. There's obviously a huge advantage to being up, just psychologically. And there's a huge advantage in an 8 to being up because it's harder to shift speeds in an 8. So there's 9 bodies in that 8. It is a big boat. So it's very difficult to get that weight to change speeds very quickly compared to a smaller boat like a single, a double, or a pair.
Yeah, of course, but you also have, of course, St. Catharines, the defending champions here in the men's under 19-8. Sure, they do have a different coach, Mike Petrochenko. As I mentioned, he's helping commentate this year for us, taking a bit of a family summer for himself. He's not coaching the under 19 group or really any group at St. Catharines this summer, instead coached by Brian Fisher, of course, another mainstay name here at the St. Catharines Rowing Club. No surprise to anyone in the area that he's involved, kind of stepping in to fill another void. Excellent volunteer cohort of coaches here at the St. Catharines Rowing Club who are really dominating this race, the men's under 19-8 through the first 1,000 meters.
Yes, so coming to the third 500 is St. Catharines by open water. They have about half a length of open water over the field. In second, it is Cambridge, and then it's really close.
Yeah, just a cluster of crews trying to battle it out. Not really any distinct placing at the moment.
Yeah, it might be Saratoga by a seat over the other crews, but it's very tight. Good battle in the back there.
Yeah, now St. Catharines being stroked by Johan May. He is a high school athlete here from St. Catharines. He's just finished up at Sir Winston Churchill, actually my high school, my alma mater. He stroked the men's under 19 Coxed 4 to a Henley Gold earlier in the week. So he's going to be trying to lead the rest of his teammate here from St. Catharines to a second gold medal. St. Catharines doing a pretty strong showing this year at the Canadian Henley. Of course, last year, racing when St. Catharines won last year, the men's under 19-8, they had Mitch Rogers, who was in the junior men's Coxed 4 racing at Junior Worlds this year. Mitch Rogers not racing for St. Catharines this year. Of course, he made that junior world team, got to put on the red and the white for Canada. They won the B final today, so that will have put them, Mitch Rogers, in 7th overall in the junior men's Coxed 4 at Junior Worlds. Perhaps a little bit of extra inspiration for these athletes, whether they're going after a Henley Gold, maybe looking to make an under 19 team next year, or really just get into whether it's grade 12 or maybe go into university and have a successful career.
Wow, so still extremely aggressive rhythm by that St. Catharines boat. They are not letting anyone come near them. You can see that rhythm. Look at that they're laying down. They're jumping off the front and they're sending it at the back. They are followed closely by Cambridge and Saratoga are tight right now for second, but it is St. Catharines dominating the field.
That is just, what an aggressive, well-executed race plan through the first 3 quarters of the race. The men's under 19-8 St. Catharines out to a boat length lead after the first 500, 1,500 meters in now, 3/4 of the race done. Open water over the rest of the field, just dominating from lane 3. They are not letting anyone touch them today.
Yes, they look great. It's amazing to see these young athletes with such an aggressive rhythm. Like, they are just attacking every single stroke from start to finish. See that grab at the catch and jump off the front. It's really impressive.
Yeah, they are not making they're not letting anyone come close. They are making a statement. This is a statement execution of a race plan. They are showing everyone else this is St. Catharines. This is their home water. They are defending. They're not letting anyone else come close. And of course, no bias here. Katie and myself, not St. Catharines alumni. Yes, we are. But I can just see Katie doing a bit of a dance beside me. Of course, we are completely impartial here. But at the end of the day, this is racing. This is sport. This is a physical and mental execution and achievement for the St. Catharines athletes.
Wow.
They are the ones making the statement.
Last two. And watch this celebration.
Wow, well
yeah,
done.
you can see that. Look at that. They are pumped. Congratulations to St. Catharines. Oh, and 7 seats standing up.
Okay, that's something. But I like the hug and the handshake between Stroke Seat and Coxie. That's really nice. As well as, you get the fist bumping and the water splashing, but it's really the camaraderie, the 8. It takes so much, those 9 athletes working together in unison to make this happen. So shout out to St. Catharines from Bowseat. That's Jacob, Tyrer, Evan McCrae, Stuart Wing, Christian McAlpine, Andrew Barry, Michael Bordeaux, Hunter Young, Johan May, and Stroke Nicholas Murray Coplin. Coached by Brian Fisher. Well done to St. Catharines Rowing Club.
Yes, so St. Catharines winning with a time of 6:10.34, followed by Saratoga with a time of 6:16.25, and there's only a .07 second difference between Saratoga and Cambridge. So Cambridge in 3rd, Argonaut Rowing Club in 4th, followed by Community, CRI, followed by TBC. So very good racing, very tightly packed from 2nd to 6th.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't think I've seen a margin as small as 0.07 all week. So, they weren't really in the conversation for first place for that Henley Gold, which is the only medal here at the